Jeremy Lin's killing it. Asian guy in the NBA. Anybody like the Knicks? Anybody like Jeremy Lin? Anybody following that? The guy's killing it. Yes, yes. I read an article where they were talking about how he had the highest SAT score out of anyone in the NBA. I mean, being Asian, he went to Harvard, pretty smart dude. But they did also say he has the smallest wiener out of anyone in the NBA as well. You guys thought that was funny? That's cool. Anyways. No, I made that up, but for real, I was thinking, what if wiener size really was a true stat in the NBA? Aside from just expelling all curiosity that we've all had, and I know during all the Kobe, Shaq sex allegations, everyone thought at least once, if Shaq is 7'2", then how the fuck do girls have sex with him? How big is his dick, right? It's either one or two things. It's just a regular sized wiener, but it looks super tiny and unproportionate to his huge monstrous body. Or it's like freaking 2 feet long. I don't know, I'm just curious. Purely mathematical reasons, I promise you. I'm Asian, I can't help it. But for real, I don't even know how people play basketball with that. It's like, dude, 14. Wasn't it like Patrick Ewing, I think I heard? He rumored had to tape his dick to his leg before every game or something like that. But that shit's kind of fucked up, I don't know. One of the things I was thinking too, I don't know, randomly when I was writing this joke, was Shaq always takes his shoe off and he like measures his rims with things like, yeah, 22s, man. Like, what are they just like, 22s, man? Just measuring their rims and shit. I mean, small penises to Asians, I feel like, are kind of like how slavery was to, you know, Black Americans. Not to be offensive or anything like that, but I mean, it was a commonly known fact back in the day that when slave traders were out trying to get their slaves, they obviously wanted a big, strong man, and they also used teeth as the indication of whether or not they were healthy, right? Now today you have huge black guys that dominate all of the sports, and most black people do have pretty good teeth, right? And as we mentioned before, they have humongous dongs as well, so maybe the slave traders were using wiener size as an unofficial stat, and they just didn't tell us that shit when we were in 3rd grade. I'm on to something here. But for real, that's kind of what I was thinking. With Asians though, let me kind of relate now. We have just taken hundreds and hundreds of years of frustration of just having the littlest, smallest wieners in the whole country and turn that into hard work, into discipline. We dominate mathematics, all major markets. We make all the best cars, you know, and it's kind of like how black people were. Today we have a black president. Maybe one day we might even have an Asian American president. Maybe, I don't know. That seems kind of weird, actually. That seems kind of weird. No, but for real, I mean, 50 years ago, if we would have said we were going to have a black president, everyone would have been like, come on, dude, you're going to get lynched just like everyone else. But now, it's kind of the same way. Who really knows? I personally believe, though, the Asians are going to rise up. We might even genetically alter ourselves so that we really do have the biggest dicks. I mean, out of any race here, I mean, you might have a comedian down the road that just thinks it's really funny, and he's like, hey, you know what really funny? Black guy penis. And he just has a huge one. He's like, oh yeah! The other day I was thinking about education. Are we all here product of public education? Anybody know? Public education is pretty shitty, right? This shit sucks. I mean, we probably learned and had the same curriculum now as our parents did a full generation ago, aside from computers and all that. So that's all outdated, but you know, me thinking about education when I think back, and I remember reading this book that was like a question and answer book about space, and it had all these questions and answers, you know, can you eat ice cream in space? And it said like, yes. One of the questions was, can you have sex in space? And I was like a 3rd grader, you know, sex is kind of a bad word, but it said no. Now, thinking back to it, I don't know why I thought about this, but I was like, how do you not have sex in space? Is it like anti-gravity just making it impossible to get it in or something? Or maybe something really fucked up happened and they just made it a rule that you're not allowed to have sex or do anything like that in space. You know that Apollo 13 shit? I don't know. You have some dude that's like on there. You know that everyone's seen that movie, that pilot, the backup pilot that was known for being a ladies' man and all that. What if he's just up there, they get out anti-gravity and he just wants to crank one out, you know? I don't even know how it would look in space. I'm gonna try to do an impression here with the fucking thing. But imagine if he's just like, oh yeah, just fucking floating around, right? Just like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then he can't catch his nut because it's anti-gravity, so he's trying to grab it and it's like spraying everywhere, you know, and they're drinking juice and shit, it's like all over. Next thing you know, it's all over the instrument panel and it's just shorting out. And his fucking anti-gravity sperm's just swimming everywhere, just dissipates. And then the guy's like, what the fuck, dude? You fucking just spooged all over our instruments, dude? Stirring the oxygen tanks is what caused that dramatic event. Well, I don't know, I could just only imagine that guy when he's just like, Houston, we have a problem. Spooge has gotten everywhere. I used to work at a job as a janitor, and let me tell you something, I have seen some fucking shit, alright? And I can tell you that girls also bomb bathroom toilets way worse than dudes, alright? Unless the guys go into the bathroom and like take a shit and spray it all over the wall and clean it up after themselves, like girls fucking demolish toilets, right? Now there was one stall in particular that I went into, and it was like walking in on a fucking crime scene, dude, for real. It was like shit all over the walls. I honestly felt like the Mexican version of Dexter, just reading poop splatter everywhere, you know, just like, oh man, definitely 2 types of shit, man. But I will clean it. But for real, and as I'm trying to figure out what happened, like, what the fuck happened? Like, somebody came in, could not handle themselves. I'm gathering pieces of evidence, little things here and there, and there's that little tampon thing, you know, the girl problems trash can that's in there. I'd always have to clean those out, and I never saw anything horrible in those, thank goodness. But this time, I was like, it might be the time where this chick blew the toilet up and had a period at the same time, and just threw some fucking nasty shit in there. So I look at the thing, and I'm kind of like hesitant, but I'm like, fuck, I gotta do my job. I open the lid, and I look in there, and there's a fucking Snickers wrapper. And I'm like, what the hell? So now every time I see those the Snickers commercials where it's like, hungry, why wait? I always think of that chick because she was like, oh my fucking gosh, what? Oh my gosh. All over the fucking wall, sat down like, oh, and right in that instance of ultimate pain to just ultimate bliss, she decided to accentuate it with the Snickers and fucking eat it. I won't wait, Snickers, this shit is bomb. But yeah, that's one more. You guys have been great. Thanks for coming out, for real. You guys are an awesome crowd. And yeah, you guys have a good one. And